Hi, 7th graders. In the last lesson, we looked at similar figures. Now, in this lesson, we're going to look at scale drawings. So a scale drawing is a drawing that shows a real object with accurate sizes, except that they have all been either reduced or enlarged by a certain amount called the scale factor. And we talked about scale factor in the last lesson. So scale factor is the ratio or the relationship between corresponding sides. So like the two shapes in the last video, the scale factor was 2 because the original, the copy came out twice as big as the original. And in the other example, the scale factor was 1/2 because the copy ended up being half as big as the original. So scale drawings, some examples, maps. Maps are a scale drawing. So if you looked at a map of the United States, right? It looks like if you were up in space and you look down, it would have the same shape, but not the same size. So maps use similar figures, and specifically scale drawings. So blueprints would also be one too. If you see a blueprint of a home that's going to be built, that is so the construction workers, the electricians, the plumber, they all are able to read that scale drawing and know how big things are supposed to be, so they're able to build that house. If you had an actual drawing that was to scale of the home or a map, it would be essentially useless. It would be so big. So we scale it down so we're able to use it. Now, on a scale drawing, there has to be a scale. A scale is the ratio between the length of the representation, so the map or the blueprint or a model or a diagram, and the corresponding length of the actual object. Without a scale, it's that scale drawing, that map or that blueprint is essentially useless because we don't know the relationship between the corresponding sides on the diagram and then that actual length of the object. Okay, so we're going to do an example to kind of see what I mean by that. So I made a pretend blueprint of a house here. So we know that the living room has one dimension is 2 inches, and then we have the garage, which is 1 inch by 1 1/4 inch. So that's on my scale drawing. You don't have an actual house with these lengths. So this is the scaled down version. But the actual dimensions of the garage are 20 by 25 feet. Okay, so based on this information, we can figure out the scale. So let's do that. So first we know that we have 20 and 25. So that means that this is going to have to be the 20 feet and this is going to have to be the 25 feet. So we just found our scale. Our scale is 1 inch equals 20 feet. So 1 inch on our scale drawing equals 20 feet on our actual home. Okay. Now let's look at the living room. So based on this information, on our scale drawing, what is this length going to be? Okay. Well, you can see across there that it's going to be the same as this length on the garage. So that's going to be 1 1/4 inch. Now, based on that we just did, what is going to be the actual dimensions of the living room? Well, if this is our scale here, and maybe let's write it here, scale 1 inch on the scale drawing equals 20 feet in real life. So how many feet would our length of our living room be in real life? So we would have to take, if 1 inch equals 20 feet, then 2 inches equals 40 feet. So we know that length on our living room is going to be 40 feet long. And then what about this right here? Okay. Well, that's the same as our garage. So that's going to be 25 feet. So what we did is we looked at our scale drawing and we figured out the actual dimensions that our living room is going to be, which is going to be 40 feet by 25 feet. Okay. So that's just a little introduction into scale drawings. Now, maybe some of you have already done similar things because you've gone on a road trip and you've read the map to your family and helped them. Maybe some of you have a parent or guardian that deals with blueprints and you've seen them So scale drawings are something that we do use often in our everyday lives.